Will you ever do a Rush unplugged?
Yeah, I don't know. I've often tried to picture that,
Yeah.
but it hurts my head when I do, and so I stop thinking about it.
There's probably a very small percentage of songs that would translate well to an unplugged.
Lakeside Park.
Yeah, maybe. But the majority of our songs are pretty insane.
Is there one song that you look back on? This is from Michael. Is there one song that you look back on and wonder, why did we ever record that?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Definitely. There's a few of those.
Okay,
And,
just one.
Taishan.
Taishan.
Okay. And what is it about that song that...
It's just a song that Neil wrote about his experience in China. And we were all excited for him, and we sort of supported the idea, but it's not one that stands the test of time very well.
Yeah.
Okay. What jobs, this is from Reed, what jobs would you have if you weren't musicians?
I think dictator, maybe a small country.
Spanish dictator would be good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, I got to show you this, Geddy, because when I pose these questions to listeners, I got tons of tweets, and this gentleman sent me a tattoo of you on his arm.
Oh, wow.
So how do you react to that?
I feel sad for him.
No, isn't that Jermaine from the Concord?
Poor fellow. That's painful.
Yeah, well,
It's hard
maybe.
enough for me to look at myself every morning. How does he stand it?
It's a pretty good compliment, though. You're
It's
on
only a
somebody's arm
tattoo.
forever.
But he can't get rid of it.
Yeah, neither can you.
This is from Norm. Who came up with the name Rush and why?
John Rutsey.
Yeah, I was John's brother, I think, who originally suggested it. We were trying to think of a cool name, and I think it was his brother Bill Rutsey that suggested Rush, because it was short, to the point. It had that cool connotation, you know. And we said, yeah, okay.
Any advice to aspiring Toronto musicians that look up to Rush?
Wow, that's hard.
Because it's a different, totally different than when you...
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it sounds corny, but play as much as you can and write as often as you can. That's really the only way to get better at what you do.
As Gene Simmons, you've probably heard, he said it a couple times, that rock is dead, that because of technology, file sharing, the lack of support from record companies, in his mind, you're just not seeing these bands being discovered who are great songwriters, who are great players. Do you agree with that, or?
It's a completely different time. Whether
Yeah.
it's dead or not, I don't know, but the way you go about doing something is different than it was when we came up. There was a particular way. Record companies were developers. Now they're more like speculators. More people are selling their own product on their websites. So it's a completely different dynamic.
Yeah, I think that's a very cynical attitude,
Right.
frankly, because if you look at how much rock music is adored by people around the world, it's definitely not dead. Whatever form it takes and how that music comes together and how those bands get together is an unknown. But there will be rock and there will be young rock bands that come along and you know, play great and get a big following. It may not have the same magnitude as, you know, in the 70s and 80s, but it's definitely not dead.